If you people remember in the last class, we discussed about API references and how to add Java documentation to our Eclipse editor. That's what we have studied. So in continuation with that, I would like to cover the desired capabilities concepts. Okay, so what are our desired capabilities? Why we are going for these desired capabilities and the significance of these desired capabilities. So for which I'm navigating to apmio.com, and from here I'm clicking on this documentation and I'm selecting this master documentation. So here this official website of this Appium contains in detail about the entire configurations required for us, wherein which my requirement is to study about desired capabilities. Okay, so the desired capabilities. Guys, if you remember the architecture of this Appium, we have studied that it follows a client-server architecture, whereas the client is looking for a session and the server is creating that particular session, right? The server is creating that particular session, and moreover, in the programming language, we need to specify about these desired capabilities. Based on the desired capabilities, whatever we have passed, our server will interact with the desired device. Okay, so let me open up these running notes as well to update the content. Okay. So the next point out over here which we are studying is about desired capabilities. Okay, so what exactly these desired capabilities and what we are gonna learn. So desired capabilities are a set of keys and values sent to the Appium server to tell the server what kind of an automation session we are interested in starting up. Fine. So here, what kind of a session we need to start, we are gonna specify with these desired capabilities. Okay, so we are gonna specify with this particular desired capabilities. So there are various capabilities which can modify the behavior of a server during automation. Okay, so fine. So for example, we might set the platform name capability to iOS to tell Appium that we want an iOS session rather than Android or Windows. Okay, so in such a way, what we can do means we can specify which session you want, so that based on the desired capabilities, whatever you have passed, okay, based on the desired capabilities, whatever you have passed, your Appium server will create that sessions. Okay, your Appium server will create those many sessions and it will interact with them. Okay, fine. So over here, the next and the most important thing is, okay, so the next and the most important thing is, so here we need to know what are all the various capabilities we need to pass, right? That's the most important thing. What are all the various capabilities we need to pass? So the first capability we need to pass is an automation name. So whether you want to automate this Appium or SL Android. So over here, let me create an Excel file here. Let me copy this table and let me try to update this info here. Okay. Okay, fine. Here is an Excel file. So over here, if you observe, the first capability we have here is an automation name. Which automation engine you wanna use? Appium or Cell Android? Usually, if your mobile device API version is less than 17, then we need to specify Cell Android. Okay, and for other cases we can pass it as Appium. Okay, and for other cases we can pass this one as an Appium. So which is about the Appium or else the automation name. So automation name. And then the next one is the platform name. So here you need to specify on which OS you would like to work. So here you need to specify just the platform name, Android or iOS. And the next one is a platform version 5.0.2 or whatever the Android version is or else an iOS version is, we just need to pass that particular version here. So how come we know whether the version of this Android device means? Okay, how come we know the version of this particular Android device means? The simple point out over here is basically, okay, so here I'm going to settings, scroll till the bottom. You can find an option as an about a phone, device information. So in the device information, see here, you can find Android version 5.0.2. Okay, Android version as a 5.0.2. So we need to pass this device information here. So I'm copying this screenshot and updating these running notes. So Android version we need to pass it as an Android 5.0.2, like that we need to specify. And once after we pass it this platform version, then you need to pass this device name. Okay, so on which device you would like to execute. okay, on which device you would like to execute. See whether you are executing on any real devices or any virtual devices. So if at all you are executing on any Android virtual devices, we need to pass it as an Android emulator. If we are trying to execute our script on an iPhone virtual devices, then we need to pass this as an iPhone simulator or iPad simulator, or else the iPhone name, or else the mobile name here. Okay, and then here we need to specify the next and most important thing is about the app. Okay, so here for this particular app you need to pass either an API or an APK file. IPA or an APK file. So if it is an Android, we need to pass an APK file. If it is an iOS, we need to pass an IPA file location here. Okay, we need to pass that particular location. And the last parameter is a browser name. So if you are trying to execute the test script on any mobile browsers, then you need to specify that particular browser name. Okay, so you need to specify that particular browser name. And in an Android, in some scenarios, if at all you are interacting with a system apps, it means the apps which comes by default with our mobile phones. In such a cases, okay, in such a cases, we will give app package and as well as an app activity too. Okay, app package and as well as an activity. And here we have an UDID, unique device identifier of the connected physical device. This is specifically for iOS. So whenever you are trying to execute the test script on your iPhone, in such a cases only we need to pass this information. Okay, so let me make a note out over here. This is specific for iPhone. Okay, so this is specific for iPhone. Fine, done up to here. And if you observe this documentation part, it contains an Android only specifications. So here we are having an app activity, we are having an app package, and then we need to specify certain information here. But what are all the things that we have passed in a generic thing, we are gonna directly pass them. That's the more than enough. So these are specifically related to iOS. So these are specifically related to iOS capabilities. Okay, fine. So here, let me copy this table. Okay, so I'm adding all the borders. I'm trying to update this table to our running notes. Okay, cool. So I just added this table to our running notes so that it would be helpful for you people to follow this. Okay, cool. Done up to here. Okay guys, is this fine, clear for everybody, or do you have any questions for me? So what are all the various desired capabilities we need to pass while working on any program? Is this point clear for you all? Great. So Manisha, Sridivya, is it clear for you both? See, the simple point what we are doing means, while writing a program, usually a simple question will rise in our mind where we are going to pass these desired capabilities. Okay, so where we are going to pass these desired capabilities in clients means in the programming language. Okay, so within the programming language itself we are gonna pass these desired capabilities. Okay, within the programming language itself we are gonna pass these desired capabilities. Fine, done up to here. And the next and most important thing is about identification of an package and as well as an activity, and why we need to identify them. So one quick question which I have is on how many devices we can run our test script. So initially we can run our test script only on a one device itself. Moving further, we can say how can we run the test script on a multiple devices. Okay, but by default we can run the script on a only one device itself. Fine. So we studied about what are all the desired capabilities. Now the next and most important thing is about knowing a package and an activity name for an Android app. So here let me update this one. How can we know app package and activity for an Android app? Fine. So here the topic is how can we know this concept? Okay, that's fine. But we need to know why we need this information. Right? So usually a simple question will rise in our mind, why we need this particular information. If you observe the desired capabilities, whatever we have passed, for apps, generally we will specify either package and activities. Okay, either package and as well as an activity. So it means why we need that particular information means, it means whatever the application you want to execute, it will have multiple activities. So based on our need, we will specify the desired activity so that our Appium will launch that activity itself. Our Appium will launch that particular activity itself. Okay, so we need to specify the package and as well as an activity to our Appium so that it will launch that particular activity so that we can automate that particular applications. Fine. So here the first concept is knowing app package and activity on real device. Okay, and the next one is knowing app package and an activity on Android virtual device. See, Android virtual device we can also call it as an emulator. Okay, knowing the app package on an emulator and knowing the app package on the real device. So this is our actual concept. So how can we get our information on a real device? So there are two ways. So here we need to install two different apps to your mobile device. Okay, so in order to get this one, the two ways means each way represents one application. Okay, so the first one is the first one is Apk Info. Okay, so Apk Info. So go to Play Store, search for Apk Info, click on a below image and install that app. See, let me open my mobile device here, where in which I'm going for a Play Store. Okay, so I'm selecting this Play Store now, and I'm searching for this Apk Info, from where this is the one. Okay, so I'd like to get the Apk Info for this one. This is the app which I would like to install to my mobile device. Okay, so let me update the screenshot here for this mobile device. So the Apk Info, I'm trying to capture the screenshot. Okay, so this is the app which you need to install. Okay, so I'm just capturing this screenshot and I'm updating in our running notes for our better visibility. So I copied this screenshot and I updated here. So here the first one is an Apk Info. We have downloaded. So from the Play Store we installed this app to our mobile device. So once after successful installation, you can find this one here as Apk Info. Just click on that one. So whenever you click on that particular app, it will open all the applications in our mobile device. Click on the icon after installation. It will display list of all the applications in our mobile device. We can filter that either we want system apps or the downloaded apps. Whatever the apps we want, you can specify here. So here clicking on this filter, I can just select any one of these which will be filtering that one. Okay, which will be filtering that particular one. So let me update here. You have to click on this filter, which will be opening this pop-up. Based on that, whatever the one you have selected, either the system or a downloaded, it will display all those apps info here. Okay, so let me capture this screenshot and update it here in the document. Okay, fine. So once we have selected these downloaded, see on that particular mobile device screen, all the apps whatever we have downloaded got displayed for me. Okay, so what I am doing means I would like to get the information about the India Mart. Long press on this app, select detailed information. So long press on the desired app and click on desired information. Okay, long press on that particular one. Let me show you here. Long press on that one, detailed information. So here okay, click on a detailed information, which will display this much of information. Take a screenshot and update it here in our running notes.
So your voice is breaking.
Okay, can you hear me now properly? Hello. Can you all hear me now?
No, still breaking, sir.
Yeah, just give me a minute. Over here is basically it will display all the required permissions. See, this is the APK where in which the this is the APK where in which it was installed in our machine. Okay, see, if you scroll down the page, you can find all the activities with respect to this particular mobile device or else with respect to this particular app. So these are all the various kinds of an activities. See, if you observe, the first activity it is displaying is rate as activity. If you guys remember, generally whenever you are using any kind of a mobile apps, it is having a functionality like a raters. See, for suppose if at all you are making an the point what we have seen here is if you scroll down, you can find as an activity, the first activity is an raters activity. So what is the significance of these raters means? Assume that whenever we are making a call on your WhatsApp, after that WhatsApp will throw us a pop-up stating that rate your call. So it means they are collecting a feedback from our users basically. Right. So such kind of an activity we can, wherever you launch that activity, automatically the rate of screen will display for us. Okay. So com.indiamart.m is an package, and the last one rate activity, play store hint, help, and these are all the various kinds of activities for this app. Let me capture the screenshot here.